What's going on, everybody? My name is Michael Beer, and today I'm going to roll up my sleeves and we are going to talk about some new Blu-rays. That's right, this is a Blu-ray update and some other stuff. We'll get to it at the very end of this video, but let's talk about the Blu-rays I have collected since, well, let's see, Black Friday I made a video, so everything I've collected since then. So it's been about a month. Yeah, that's about right. Sometimes I wait a little longer, but I got some movies I want to talk about. We're going to jump into them right now. Before we can do that, of course, Pure Leaf Tea. They don't sponsor me, but they should. All right, let's do it. The first one up, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I like this Marvel movie. I found it for a great deal at my local disc replay, and so I picked it up. It's on Disney Plus. It's getting harder, I'm going to be honest, to buy Disney movies physical. Even though I love physical Blu-ray copies, I love it. I really do. It's why I make these. Well, it's not why I make these, but I collect them, and therefore I make these. But the point is, it's getting harder, and then Shang-Chi wasn't like my favorite movie of the year or anything, so when I found it on deal, though, I grabbed it. So Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, good time. Next up, guys, we have Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World. I didn't know what to expect out of this. I remember this coming out when I was a kid, and I never really paid any attention to it, and one of the reviewers that I watch says nothing but great things about it. I watched it. I probably will never watch it again. It's okay. Russell Crowe is good. I almost said Russell Brand. Russell Crowe is good, but Gladiator's still his best movie. All right, next up, guys, we have Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. That's right, it's the second movie. I've never owned the Indiana Jones movies, not even back in the day on VHS. I've never owned the Indiana Jones movies, and now I do. This one is Temple of Doom, where he grabs that heart. Ugh. Yeah, Temple of Doom. Next up, guys, we have Role Models. I upgraded this one from DVD to Blu-ray, so since I've talked about it, I won't talk about it very much here. But it's Sean William Scott in one of the last movies he did that was relevant. Has he done anything in a while? Sean William Scott, Paul Rudd. It's actually a really fun movie, but yeah, Role Models. McLovin's in it. Okay, next up, guys, we have The Predator. The Predator might be the worst of all the Predator movies. In my opinion, it goes Predator with Arnold, obviously. Then it goes Predators with Adrian Brody. Such a great movie. And then it's a toss between Predator 2 or The Predator. I don't like the Predator suit at the end of this. That makes it really bad, and I just think it's kind of tossed together. But I'm not a huge fan of Predator 2, so back and forth. Next up, guys, we have Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. What a great movie. This is a fun movie. I got it for Christmas. I love this movie. And Nicole Kidman's in it a lot. A lot of Nicole Kidman is in this. That's what I'll say. Okay, next up we have Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That's right. Really the last movie that Sean Connery made that was great. I mean, he had a few after this, but this was the one. And really just, to me, this one capped off his acting career. You also have Harrison Ford reprising Indiana Jones in the last time before he was old. Yeah, I didn't pick up Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I wanted nothing to do with that movie. I saw it once in the theaters a long time ago, and ever since then I've been like, I'm good. And this new Indiana Jones movie that's being made and eventually will come out, I don't have much hope for it. They should have moved on. Should have hired Chris Pratt, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about The Last Crusade. I love this movie. I like that it goes back to its roots. So the first movie in Raiders of the Lost Ark, he deals with Nazis, and then he takes like a break from that to go against the jungle tribe in the second movie, but in the third movie, he's back to fighting Nazis, and I don't know, it's cool, and I like that he gets the upper hand. You have the cup at the end. He chose poorly. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's a great movie, Last Crusade. Next up, we have The Green Knight. I know, I shouldn't have done it, but I had a gift card to Best Buy, and this was the one to do, so I grabbed it. The Green Knight on 4K. Let me tell you guys something. As weird as this movie is, I'm starting to appreciate it. But that's how A24 films are. That's why before my end of year next year, whatever A24 films I see, I'm going to see at least twice. Because I tend to dislike them to start, but then as time goes on, I actually kind of like them. And they're always shot so beautifully. So, The Green Knight, I picked it up on 4K. It's shot beautifully. And the story's starting to grow on me. Watch it a couple more times and might be up there with some of my favorites. All right, next up, guys, we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, I had never seen this movie, and I heard that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was getting a sequel that was directly after this movie, like the Halloween franchise did. I mean, I know there's been like 9 Texas Chainsaws, but apparently Netflix next month is coming out with Texas Chainsaw. So I told my wife, I was like, hey, I want the original from 72, 78, whenever it came out. But look at this steelbook case she got me. That is so cool. I think it's great. I did have a chance to check it out, and it's pretty violent. The acting's pretty bad, but there's some pretty cool moments. Like anytime that red door slides open and he grabs somebody and brings it back there and slams it shut. I understand why people liked it, but man, it's pretty graphic. I don't know if I'll revisit it anytime soon, but I am looking forward to the direct sequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre next month, so that's kind of cool. All right, next up, guys, the last one to talk about, and that is Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah, I actually have never... I've obviously seen this, but I've never seen it in theaters because I would have not been alive. But last summer, I went to a drive-in with my wife, and we saw... Wait a minute, was it 2020 summer? It might have been 2020 summer, yeah. Wow. It's just been kind of a blur. The point is, last summer we went, or 2 summers ago, we went, and there was a Ghostbusters and Raiders of the Lost Ark double feature. We saw Ghostbusters, we loved it, and then we were going to stay for Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then we were like, it's already almost midnight, let's get out of here. So we didn't stay for Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I wish I had because I've never seen this on a big screen, but it's just an iconic movie. I love everything about this. The Ark of the Covenant, it's done so well. And it's just a classic. So Raiders of the Lost Ark, yeah. Now I have the Indiana Jones series. And like I previously said, unless I find some stupid, ridiculous deal or somebody gives it to me for free, I'm not looking for the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It's just not a good movie. Next up, although I'm a big fan of Shia LaBeouf. So there's that. Okay, next up, guys, we have Venom, Let There Be Carnage on 4K because, I don't know, it was like $2 difference. And I was like, well, I want it either way. So I got Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Admittedly, this wasn't a very good movie last year. It didn't land in my worst of movies, but I don't know. It's just the runtime, it seemed kind of short, and they should have done more with Carnage, and I didn't like necessarily... I liked the joke at the end between Venom and Carnage, and I won't spoil anything, but I didn't like necessarily what they did with the Carnage character at the end of the movie. So there's all of that. It just felt kind of rushed. But that all being said, I did enjoy it enough to buy it, and when I got to buy it, it was like a $2 difference at Best Buy. It was either the Blu-ray edition or for $2 more, the 4K edition. And I was like, well, my eyes will be happy when I rewatch it someday with my son. So there it is. Venom, Let There Be Carnage. All right, guys, next up is one of my favorite movies from last year, and that is No Time to Die. And of course I grabbed it on 4K because that movie was great to look at in the theater, and I just want to watch it down here with the lights off and the TV on. No Time to Die. Have not checked it out since I bought it, obviously, but I can tell you that it's a solid movie, and it is a great just end to the James Bond story for Daniel Craig. In fact, if I could, I would watch all of the Daniel Craig movies back to back to back to back to back and enjoy No Time to Die's end, because it really does, in my opinion, the best job of creating James Bond, showing him go through. Even though some of the movies weren't as great as others in the series, you still at least get 3 that were great, and that of course would be Casino Royale, Skyfall, and then No Time to Die. I think were great James Bond movies, with Spectre and Quantum of Solace being sort of lackluster, Spectre being better. Okay, since we're at the end, you know what? We're going to talk about ranking my James Bond movies. Why not? So we're going to go Casino Royale, Skyfall, No Time to Die, Spectre, Quantum of Solace. There, I did it. Boom, done. Okay, the last movie that I picked up since the last time I made a video, and that is my favorite movie from 2021, The Last Duel. If you have not checked this movie out, you need to. It is so good. I watched this the day I brought it home. I love this movie. I've now seen it 3 times, and it holds up. I love that they tell from different perspectives of each character, basically saying this is his perspective, and her perspective, and you, the viewer, have to decide which one was true, but you have to watch the events play out. Also based on history, so technically, I guess, her story is the most true, but they say winners write the history books. So is her story true? I don't know, but I enjoyed it. Based on what I saw, I enjoyed it. I love this movie. Ben Affleck also, I know he looks like a Backstreet Boy. There he is. Kind of looks like a Backstreet Boy, but let me tell you something about Ben Affleck in this movie. He is fantastic, and if those are the kind of roles he is going to take because he wants to get away from the big superhero roles, that's fine. More Ben Affleck, please. But all these actors. Matt Damon's great. Looks kind of messed up in this movie, but he's great. Adam Driver's fantastic. Jodie Comer, I'd never heard of her before this movie. Whatever she's in next, I'll watch. I mean, I had a great time with The Last Duel. Ridley Scott just killing it. Ridley Scott, you know, he's one of those directors where he makes some great movies, and he makes some movies where I'm like, really? But he does make some great movies. And that is one of them. Okay, guys, those are the Blu-rays that I picked up this last month. What day is it? The 22nd? yeah, about the last month that I was able to pick up on Blu-ray or 4K, and that's my collection update. Now, I do want to get into one other thing, and that is every time someone views my movie theater room video, they're always like, don't you have a speaker system? You need a speaker system. And I'm like, I do. I just didn't show it off in the... I legit had it at the time, and I still do, but I didn't show it off in the video because I didn't think anybody cared. But man, people care. So we're going to take the... and... oh, look, that's where I'm going to eventually shoot videos. Right there. Yeah, the red chair. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so right here, I've got a sound bar. It's a Vizio. Now, I don't know much about all of this, so this is the sound bar. And the sound bar works great, and I love it. And then for the surround sound, you come over here to the other side, and on my platform down here, you've got my speaker, and my other speaker, and a bass speaker. Now, if you have something that's much better and bigger than that, that's awesome. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it works for you. But I'll be completely honest with you, down here, when I'm watching a movie, that's awesome, and that's all I need. It's fantastic. So I don't know. Maybe if I spent $1,500, I'd be like, wow, I was wrong. But why? I don't know. The movie experience is great down here. That's what I'm trying to get at. Hold on, I'm gonna put this back in the holder. But yeah, I wanted to cover that because it's like every time someone watches, they're like, but where's your sound system? And I'm like, damn it, I should have talked about it. So now I've talked about it. This has been my Blu-ray update and sort of a life update. Really just, there's my speaker system. And guys, that's my video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and the share button, and make sure that you subscribe because there's a lot of content coming your way. And speaking of content, I want to task you guys with something. If there's a movie you'd like me to watch and review, put that in the comment section down below, because I'd like to, in February, pick one and watch and review something that I've never seen or I've just never reviewed on this channel. So let me know in the comment section down below. I will review one in February. There it is. Maybe two, depending on what is thrown down there. So yeah, no anime. All right.